Hello. The people who print money are buying gold. And if you understand even a little about how the system works, that should tell you something. Because when the creators of paper currencies start rushing toward the oldest asset on yours, you know a shift is coming. The question is, what exactly is it? They won't tell you this on CNBC, but central banks all over the world, from China to Poland, are buying gold at record speed, more than at any time in the last 50 years. And they're doing it quietly. No press releases, no headlines, just money turning into metal. Why? Why? Because the people running the system can feel that the system itself is starting to crack. And when even they start buying protection, that's a signal you can't afford to ignore. Stay until the end, because today you'll learn why they are doing it, what it means for the dollar, and how it could shape your financial future. Next, let's start with a fact that sounds almost like a paradox. Central banks are buying gold at the fastest pace in more than 60 years. And this isn't retail investors chasing hype. These are official institutions, the ones who actually run the global money system. China, Russia, Turkey, India, Poland, Singapore, they're all staking gold. And you might notice the pattern. These are countries that trust the dollar a little less every year. This isn't about going back to the gold standard. Not at all. It's about preparing for a world where the US dollar is no longer the only center of power. You see, gold is the anti-system. It's not digital. It's not online. It can be sanctioned, frozen, or deleted. It simply exists, and that's its power. And here's the irony. The same people who built a system of numbers, credit, and debt are now buying the one thing that exists completely outside of it. When the people inside the system start buying the thing outside the system, that's not an investment, that's a warning. Next, gold isn't just a metal, it's the opposite of paper money. If the dollar is a promise, gold is a fact. You can print dollars. You can change numbers on a screen. That gold has to be mined from the ground, with effort and with limits. That's why the rich and governments always come back to it. Gold is trustless money. It doesn't ask you to believe in anyone. It just exists. When central banks start buying gold, they are not showing faith in gold. They're showing doubt in their own system. The system works only as long as people believe in it. But the last few years proved that trust is fragile. Money printing, inflation, digital sanctions, all of it slowly erodes that foundation. That's why gold is coming back, not as an investment, but as insurance. It's planned before the entire financial system. Next, look at China. It's quietly cutting its holdings of US treasuries while increasing its gold reserves at the same time. That's not just an economic move, it's a strategic shift in trust. Russia took it even further. After the sanctions and being cut off from SWIFT, gold became their offline money, a way to settle trade outside the global network. And now the BRICS countries are openly talking about a new currency, partly backed by gold or other real assets. Not a gold standard, but a reality standard of trust. The world is becoming multipolar, and that means money is becoming multipolar too. Gold is a neutral bridge in that system. It belongs to everyone and to no one. Here's the point. Central banks aren't running away from the dollar. They just don't want to depend on it completely anymore. When you see countries building their own backup currencies, it's not fear, it's preparation for the next financial architecture. Every era of money comes with an upgrade. 1944, Bretton Woods. 1971, the end of the gold standard. 2020's version 3.0, digital, intelligent, hybrid, and once again backed by something real. And in this upgrade, gold isn't the past. It's the core of the next system. It's a reality the world will rely on when digital trust to fade. Next, here's what almost nobody is saying. Central banks aren't expecting a collapse, they're preparing for a reset. Every generation gets a new financial operating system. 1944, Bretton Woods. The world rebooted around gold. 1971, Nixon. Gold was replaced by the dollar. 2020s, the next update. Digital, decentralized, and maybe one again, partly backed by gold. And when that new system arrives, those holdings gold, physical or digital, will be the ones sitting at the table. Everyone else will just be playing by rules they didn't write. And that's the real meaning behind what central banks are doing. They're not saving gold, they're saving power. While most people argue about inflation and interest rates, central banks are quietly rewriting the rules of money. No press conferences, no headlines, no rush, because real change never happens on TV. It happens on balance sheets. And if you know how to read the signals, you realize gold isn't a metal, it's the signal itself, the signal that a new era of money has begun. Next. So it all comes down to one simple question. If the people who create money are buying gold, what does that tell you? The rich don't look for what will make money tomorrow. They look for what will always hold value. And when you look at the trends called digital currencies, artificial intelligence, they are not competitors. They're parts of one big game, the race to control the future of value. History is repeating itself, but this time we have the chance not just to watch, but to participate, to understand where power moves, where capital flows, and how to keep your seat at the table. Gold isn't about the past, it's about the transition. It's a bridge between the old world and the new, where money goes digital but value stays real. If you're watching this video, you're already ahead of most people. You're not just learning about money, you're learning how power works. And that's exactly how the wealth is seen. Next. The world is changing faster than ever. Dollars, crypto, gold, AI, they're all just tools. The real asset is your awareness, your ability to stay in the game of future wealth. Those who understand what's happening today will own the resources tomorrow. So don't just watch, act, learn, think, expand your mind. Be among those who don't react to the future, they built it. You're watching Yerzhan Wealth, the channel for those who don't just want money, they want to understand money. Stay in the know, because the wealth of the future isn't what's in your wallet, it's what's in your mind. Goodbye.